Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Nina Ribena's Art Journal Prompts and More. It's December and so time for a new prompt, and it will come as no surprise to you that the prompt this month is festive again. We're in that festive season, we're all busy, and I thought this prompt would give everybody an opportunity to make gifts, cards, decorations, all of that kind of thing for the festive season. Now if you don't celebrate Christmas, that's fine, do any kind of festivity you like. It doesn't have to be Christmas related. Now I've got a few bits and pieces that I have been hoarding for the last couple of years in some cases. These ones here were from my local supermarket, Sainsbury's. They do have them this year as well. They have the plain chipboard reindeers this year rather than the white painted ones. They've still got these chipboard snowflakes, and these are on 3 for 2 as well, quite inexpensive. And I don't know about anybody else, but I wander around the Christmas decoration aisle and I just see things with very different eyes. I'm thinking from a craft perspective, I just can't help myself. So I want to use up some of these bits and pieces here. I got these coasters from Poundland about 2 or 3 weeks ago. These are just felt coasters, so I thought I might be able to do something with those. They were £1 for a pack of 4, I think. These little chipboard reindeers I got from the Works. I've got these stickers here. These were either from the supermarket or the Works. Again, I've had these in my stash for a couple of years. I can't remember. You can clearly see that I didn't use them. So, you know, just have a think about what you've got that you can use. Also things like doilies. I did pull some out. You know, a lot of you I know have got vintage doilies in your stash. So think about using those. Also, you know, making embellishments as well. This was just a piece of lace concertinaed round a circle disc, and you know, this one's got a button in it, but it could easily have one of these stickers on to make it Christmassy. So, you know, really have a think about what you can use. So the challenge this week is to make some kind of festive decoration. As I say, it doesn't necessarily have to be Christmassy, just any kind of festive decoration to suit you. Now I'm going to be working on this circular piece of chipboard today. I went to the craft fair at the Motorcycle Museum last weekend and picked a handful of these up for 5p each. They're kind of scalloped around the edge. Let me just tell you what they measure, because I know that somebody is bound to ask. Not that it really matters, you know, guys, just use what you have. Just under 5 inches. You've also seen me make projects with coasters before. These are smaller, these are 4 inches, and of course, you know, beer mats as well. These are slightly thinner, so I would stack 2 of these together. You've seen me do similar projects like this before, so those measure about 4¼ inches. I'm going to work on this. Now I don't often use paper pads because I tend to create my own backgrounds normally, but I'm an absolute sucker for these pads when I see them in places like Pound World and the Works for, you know, a couple of pounds. I think this was £1 in Poundland, and there's some beautiful papers in this. I've chosen 2 that I'm going to use today. I'm going to use that one on the front and this one on the back, and I'm just going to use a glue stick to glue this down. My paper is now glued on and I've trimmed around the edges, and that's all nice and dry. So just to finish things off and just give it a bit of a vintagey grungy look, I'm going to be using some Distress ink in frayed burlap. And I just think it just, you know, adds a nice touch to the edges of your piece by doing this. So I've inked around my edges front and back, and that's all nice and neat, and I want to add my first embellishment to the front of my piece, but I want to make sure that my stripes are going down in a vertical line. So I'm just going to attach this felt snowflake just like this, and I've got my hot glue gun here. Now I just want to give a shout out to this glue gun. Linda Cooper Pierce bought me this for my birthday back in June. It is fantastic. It's been on for about half an hour and hasn't dripped at all. Absolutely fantastic. So this is the Dremel 930. So if you are looking for a glue gun that doesn't drip, this is your man. I'm just going to start off by adding a bit of glue just to the top of my snowflake to start off with. So I'm just going to position that. There we go. And then I'm going to add it one snowflake section at a time, just because the glue dries really quickly. So there we go. Just work my way around until I've glued it all down. Now I've got a few of these angel hair embellishments that I thought would look quite nice on top of this snowflake, and just add a bit of dimension and, you know, something more Christmassy and glittery. I just love that. So again, I'm just going to glue this down. I'm just going to use a little bit of glue around the centre, and then a tiny bit just along the snowflake arms there, and then glue that down. Oh, make sure I get it straight. There we are. Just love that. And I don't mind that it's sticking up here, because, you know, that just adds more dimension to the piece. Now I've got a bag of these foam snowflakes, and I've had these for years. They came free with a crafting magazine at Christmas time, and I've pulled out two, and I just can't decide which one I want to use. Do I want to go for the white or the pale blue? I think I'm going to go for the white, but what I want to do with it is use some stickles. I've got some of these rhinestone stickles here, and I think what I'll do is, let me just bring back a piece of deli paper. Just put my card to one side for a second. I'm just going to go all the way around the outside of my snowflake, just with a bit of glitter. Just look at that. It just adds a nice bit of sparkle. So just finishing off these last two pieces here, and then I need to put this to one side. And if it just gets stuck, just use a pin just to unjam the glue. Oh, go on, go in there. There we go. And then it should start flowing again. There we are. Now I decided to add some of the stickles to the blue one as well, because I'm really not sure which one I'm going to use, but just look how pretty those are. So whilst I set those off to one side to dry, I just want to work on this chipboard snowflake, and I've decided I'm going to add some embossing powder, again sticking with that, you know, sparkly theme. I've got an embossing stamp pad. What have I done with it? Here we go. So I am just going to press that in. My stamp pad is well used and dirty, but you know, it doesn't matter. We're going to cover all of that up. So, you know, if your stamp pad ends up like mine, don't worry about it. So pop that down. I'm just going to sprinkle over some embossing powder, give it a good shake first, just to break up those particles. And I'm just going to heat set that with my heat tool. So let's just heat set this, and we'll end up with a nice sparkly snowflake. Right, okie dokie. So whilst I'm waiting for my glue to dry, oh, let me just separate it. Let's try another one. I've got another chipboard tag. Again, it's something that I've had in my stash for a while. I've also had this. This was left over from Easter time, but I think this will go really well with the Christmas theme. This is just some Hessian burlap ribbon. I've also got this Winter Wonderland paper pad that I got last year, didn't end up using. And I'm thinking that maybe I can coordinate some of this with this burlap. Here we go. I mean, that just goes absolutely beautiful. Let's just have a look and see what else we've got in here. Oh, what was that Christmas tree one? Do I like that one there or that one there? I'm going to have a think about that, but no, let's go for this one here. In fact, I've changed my mind. I'm going to go for this one here because I've got another idea for that piece of paper there, so I'll save that for a later date. I'm going to glue this on first. So again, I'm just going to bring back my deli paper and add some glue. Again, just focusing on the edges just to make sure that it sticks properly. And then we can stick this down. I'm just going to place it there like that, as close to the edge as I can get it, because, you know, I don't want any waste. There we go, and we'll let that dry for a minute. Now, before I add my Hessian ribbon, I just want to punch that hole back in. So I'm just going to use my crocodile, line it up just to go back in and repunch that hole. And then I'm just going to use some stronger glue this time, because I just don't think that the glue stick will hold it. So I think I'll use Fabri-Tac. In fact, no, I won't. I'll use my glue gun again. So I'm going to go along the bottom first. There we go. And we can just apply that. I want it to hang off slightly. We can fray it. That will be nice. There we go. And then we can do the edges. Ooh. There we are. And then I just want to glue this top bit here. Do it a bit at a time because of course your glue gun dries really quickly. There we are. So this is what I've got. I've trimmed around the edges, really happy with that. And I'm going to ink again with frayed burlap around both sides just to grunge it up just a little bit. So this is what it looks like now that it's been grunged up, and I found this corrugated cardboard star. Now I know that this was in my stash, and I know that I had printed off a load of star shapes on the internet, free printables, and I've just simply cut with scissors. I've glued it onto a piece of corrugated cardstock and I've just cut it out. So that's how that was done. Let me just see how I want to have that, and I want to take this reindeer here, but I am going to take the string off if I can get it undone, because I'm going to reuse that in the hole at the top. Right, I have a plan. I've got it all figured out. I've got one of these chipboard Christmas sentiments here from Wooden Element Sentiments Santa's Workshop. I bought these last year as well. I think I got those from my floristry wholesalers. But what I'm going to do first is ink around my star just to grunge that up and finish it off. I'm inking over the ridges of the cardboard as well, just to grunge that. I love that. That looks cool. And I'm just going to grunge slightly round my reindeer as well. Now I'm just going to use some blue embossing glitter just to go over my Merry Christmas sentiment. Just being really, really careful. I've just snapped one, so don't press too hard because it will break. Let me just show you the one that I've just broken. I've just broken the C off, so just press gently and make sure that you apply the embossing ink to the right side as well. Pour that embossing powder over and heat set it with your heat tool. So bring back my tag, here we go, and let's start assembling everything. So I'm just going to start gluing it down now. I just want to make sure that that lines up there like that. I can glue my reindeer down. Ooh! Quickly before that glue dries, just trying to centralize everything, and then my Merry Christmas will go across there like that. I'm just going to use a fine tip glue though for this one. So my aim here is to try and hide that hole, so I think I'm going to have it there like that, and I'm just going to apply some glue to the back of the chipboard and stick it down. These fine tip nozzle bottles are absolutely brilliant. So I've just decanted some regular PVA glue into this, and it just makes life so much easier. So they're just fine tip bottles, that's all. So there we go. So let's just, oh gosh, the rain is just really coming down now in buckets. There we go. I love that. So I can just attach now my string and we're done. So I've just attached my string, the string that was through the reindeer, and how cute is that? I just really like that. So let's see what else we can do. Let's have a go at an artist trading coin. This is a chipboard coin that I got from Fernley Designs, I think. I'll leave the link in the description box below. I'll also leave a link on screen once I've found out who it is. I'm sure it was Fernley, and I think these were either 5 or 10 pence each. I'm going to use this old paper stack. It came in Simply Homemade magazine. It is ancient. It's at least 5 years old, probably even older than that. And I am going to use, where's it gone? There was a lovely red, but here we go. I'm going to use those two colours. So I'm going to cover front and back in these two designs. So my paper's glued on, and again I'm just going to ink around the edges just to grunge everything up. And now I'm going to punch a hole in this just so that I can hang some thread, and I'm going to use one of these polka dots as a guide. I'm going to use the small punch of my crocodile just to go straight through, goes through no problem at all. I can just use a pokey tool as well just to, you know, get rid of any of those loose bits there, like that. And for this one I'm just going to keep it really simple. I'm going to apply one of those felt stars like that and a little reindeer embellishment on top. How cute is that? So I'm just going to glue this down. I'm going to use my hot glue gun for that. Oh, Linda, I love this glue gun, and no burnt fingers, you'll be glad to see. She was always teasing me because I was always burning myself with the other ones I had. I'm actually going to take that off and apply glue like that. I'll go and burn myself now that I've said that. Have that there, like that. There we go, and then I can just add some twine just through the loop, and another cute little ATC artist trading coin stroke decoration. Let's just tie a knot in the top because that could easily hang on the tree. So cute. So let's finish off the original one I made. My little felt embellishments are now dry, the ones that I put the stickles on. And I just can't decide which one I like the best. I really like the white. I think I'm going to use the white, and then I'm going to have to make another one to use up that blue snowflake as well, because I like both of these. So again, I'm just going to use a tiny bit of hot glue just to glue that down. Here we go. Work quick before the hot glue dries. There we are. Plonk it down in the centre. There we are, and then just add my little snowflake on top. In fact, I think I'll apply a big blob of glue in the centre and then just pop that in like that and hold it down so that it sets. Now I just want to do a couple of finishing touches. I want to add some puffy paint. There we go. Just to Rudolph's nose. That should level off in a second. I hopefully won't end up with that peak. So we'll put that to one side. And then I've also got some blue here. These are Nuvo drops. The other one was the Arteza brand. And I'm going to add blue in the centre there like that. And just to each of the tips of the snowflake. So here are my finished decorations. Oh, I had so much fun making these. I ended up adding some of the dimensional paint to Rudolph's eyes as well. Really cute. Love those. So let me just show you the backs. There we go. And of course, you know, I just couldn't stop there, could I? I made this one here. This was made using 2 beer mats glued together. The background here, snowflake background, is wrapping paper from last year. I also used some of the glittery paper that Kathy Waxler sent me in Happy Mail, so that's that one there. So it's got the felt star, little felt robin and happy Christmas decoration. I made another one of the snowflake decorations, but used the blue snowflake, and this time added white raised dots, again using the Nuvo drops. I think that's really pretty. Which one do you prefer? I don't know. I think I like that one there, but there we go. Paper, you know, on that one is the same. I also made another fabric one. This is another chipboard tag with fabric attached, and let me just show you the fabric that I used. I got this in a roll from my floristry wholesalers, and also this one here as well. This is just, you know, patterned Christmassy burlap, so that looks really cute. Again, stuff that I've had in my stash for at least 2 years, and I use those holly chipboard pieces. Really cute. And then another artist trading coin. Now I used the window stickers for this one here. This is what these look like. They're £1. They're just so cheap. You know those oh, I can't peel it off. I did have one so that I could show you. Bear with me. Vinyl wall stickers, window stickers, sorry, and I use glossy accents which dries completely clear to attach it to my artist trading coin, which of course I covered in patterned paper first. So I glued that on with glossy accents, and then I've just embellished it again with some of the stickers that I got from Pound Shop or The Works. I can't even remember where I got those from. I've used more Nouveau drops to add some dimension around the edges, and of course it's just covered on the back. Now, I don't know whether you can remember the coaster decorations I did. I think I did these with beer mats earlier on in the year, so you could do this kind of thing as well. So if you don't have a crocodile to go through thick chipboard, just glue a hanger on the back. You know, it doesn't have to be anything complicated. Also, I don't know whether you can remember the wine cork charms I did last year. I haven't got one to hand because mine are all in the garage with my Christmas tree decorations, which I haven't got out yet. But wine cork charms is another, you know, decoration option, and I will leave the links to the videos in the description box below. But I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and it's given you some ideas for decorations and tags. You know, these would be lovely attached to a Christmas gift, wouldn't they? So, you know, if you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. I really do appreciate it, and it just lets YouTube know that you like what I'm doing, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.